Thank you, Des. Great to be back here in Noosa again. We always enjoy this conference. It gives us a really good opportunity to engage with our existing shareholders, and for those of you new to the story, also to give you a snapshot and introduction to our company and what an extraordinary opportunity we feel it is. So we are looking to produce a high-purity silica sand from our North Queensland projects. This is a critical mineral under Queensland definition, in global demand for supply into the solar panel manufacturing industry. I'll touch in more detail on how we impact on that. Our standard disclaimer applies. So we're a developer of two projects in Far North Queensland, north of Cooktown, in from the Aboriginal township of Hopevale. Southern part of our tenement area, we have a project called Galala Project, 75 million tonne resource. In the northern part of our project is our Northern Silica Project. I know that name's not too imaginative, but it will be renamed in conjunction with our Indigenous partners. We're looking at an extremely long life operation. We recently released in June our Northern Silica Project scoping study, which I'll touch on. Our tenement area completely surrounds the operations of the world's largest silica mine, Cape Flattery Silica Mines, which is owned by Mitsubishi. They're currently producing and exporting around 3 million tonnes of product. They've been doing that over 40 years. Extraordinary size to our tenement area. Our exploration package is over 500 square kilometres. This is a preeminent high-purity silica dune system in the world. A corporate snapshot. I will dwell on one aspect of this slide. Market cap's currently sitting around 85, hovering around 85, 90 million, about 3.7 billion shares on issue. Strongly supported by some cornerstone investors in us, Ilwella, the Flannery family office, Sabalco, who have come in corporately and also as a joint venture in our silica projects. Share price has been suffering, I suppose, from general malaise in the market. One fact I would like to point out, which I have suitably highlighted in the slide there, our cash position is currently over $40 million. It's very unusual amongst our peers and very unusual in our space. We saw the winds blowing in capital markets quite some time ago, and we made a decision more than 18 months ago now to engage corporately, to bring in a big brother, if you like, a technical partner, a financial partner. We have done that in Sabalco. We have not had to venture back to market for the last 12 months for any funding, and will not for the next 18 months to 2 years, based on the funding package we've from the farm-in from Sabalco into our silica projects. That 11 million, it was broken up into two tranches. The 11 million was received in December last year. They paid 2 months early, the second tranche of that, for 24 million, which was a strong vote of their confidence in our project. They're the preeminent in the silica space worldwide. And that gives us cash, current cash of over 40 million. That will now take us through to financial investment decision, which I'll touch on again. So that I'll dwell on our Northern Silica Project. That's our primary focus at the moment. It's 235 million tonnes, high purity silica, 99.9%. Manufacturers in the photovoltaic glass sector require under 120 parts per million Fe to give it its inherent characteristics within solar panels. Naturally, the reason for its attractiveness and the reason Sabalco came in is essentially Mother Nature has been refining these dunes for thousands of years. They are incredibly pure in situ, over 99% pure when we drill. The reason for that is the natural action over thousands of years. Nature has been essentially leaching the dunes for thousands of years, carrying out the impurities. The breakdown of vegetation forming humic acid acts through the dune system to remove impurities and iron. You see it in the swales in the dunes. When you go up and have a look, the water that sits between the dunes is tea-coloured from that humic acid with rainfall and heat naturally leaching out impurities in the silica. So we brought Sibelco in as our partner in our silica projects. They paid $35 million, second tranche $24 million, just received recently, for 26.8% interest. We are very much the majority partner in this. We operate, we manage, we engage locally, we control the joint venture. Second tranche was priced 12 months ago at a look-through value of over $160 million on our project. That's compared to our market cap of 85. I mean, that gives you a strong view on what one of the preeminent silica companies in the world puts an early value on our projects of over $160 million. That gives us an incredible cash position and a long practical implementation runway. Who are Sibelco? If you don't know, they are preeminent in the silica space. They are a private company, over 150 years old, based out of Brussels. Incredible presence through Asia and Europe is their base. They are absolutely preeminent in the world in the manufacture and sale of high purity quartz used in photovoltaics, microprocessors, also involved in processing of what's called TFT grade glass, silica product used by manufacturers to make screens for computers, phones, etc. They're preeminent in the space, and we were lucky to get them as a partner. We lean on them heavily on the technical side. They give us access to market. They give us access to their extensive expertise in silica, getting it to market, processing it, maximising its benefit. Why is this sand special, and what is it about PV grade silica? Over 70% by component in a standard solar panel is comprised of this PV grade glass. Every solar panel has it. I was asked actually at our booth, is there any potential chance for substitution? Are there any other products out there that can be used to encase solar panels? Plastics have been toyed with, but nothing lasts as long as glass and retains its inherent characteristics for efficiency in operation of a panel. If you look at even old churches from Middle Ages, the glass is still stable, has all its characteristics. It lasts hundreds of years, this glass, and doesn't deteriorate at all. There is no substitute. Probably don't need to sell you the renewable story on solar energy. The decision has largely been made, and it leads in renewables. For the first time ever too, we see oil investment in solar exceeding investment in oil. We can't meet the physical demand for solar panel for the supply of this product. It is predominantly into Asia and predominantly China as part of Asia. Over 90% of the world's panels are manufactured in China. We do have the potential to spread some risk into Taiwan, Korea, and we'll be looking to do that as we advance now past our scoping study into our PFS studies to de-risk our market concentrations. Queensland Government recently announced its critical mineral strategy. For obvious reasons, we're a supporter of that. Announced a $245 million investment into critical minerals. They also identified area around Cape Flattery as a potential silica critical minerals hub. We're very much supportive of that. What that enables, and we are currently cooperating with government to assist in that. What that does is create and prioritise development regionally for us, has an opportunity to open up infrastructure for us. There is physical funding available, which we've made application for, particularly to assist in infrastructure. We look forward to that being advanced by the Queensland Government further. To the north of our tenement into Mitsubishi's area, we have a tripartite agreement with Ports North, who is the government agency responsible for the port, operation of the port, and with Cape Flattery Silica. That allows us to access the port and wharf area for the purpose of our studies, planning, design, EIS studies, allows us to access that environment. We also have an active negotiation underway with Ports North, the authority, for a partial user agreement to access the wharf facility. Mitsubishi own the loading infrastructure, which sits on top of that, and we're currently engaged in a sensible discussion with them around sharing that. We're in an active negotiation with Ports North. Our scoping study shows a program independent of Mitsubishi, just using the bareback wharf to transship. But we remain cautiously optimistic to get through to a negotiated arrangement with Mitsubishi to share infrastructure. Again, just this extraordinary dune system, world-class. Also important to glass manufacturers is the physical size of the sand. We tick every box for manufacturers. This is incredibly pure silica sand. We have to do very little to it. We have a standard processing circuit to remove heavy mineral, attritioning, sizing, wet magnetics at the end to get it to that very ultra-low iron level. Scoping study released mid-year. These numbers are very encouraging. We're obviously looking to transition the scoping to a PFS study over the next 3 or 4 months. Looking at startup production, 3 million tonnes, looking to expand that to 5. CapEx stage 1, over $350 million. That includes $46 million contingency. This has been referred to as the money slide appropriately. IRR 33%, annual operating margin nearly $300 million. This is an incredibly viable operation. We think these numbers can be improved, and we look forward to getting that to market as part of our next step studies. Have an MOU in place with Flat Glass. They're the second largest manufacturer of solar panel glass in China. Encouraged by those discussions. There is no shortage of off-takers for this product. Of course, given our relationship with Sibelco, they will also be participating in off-take with us, all arm's length. The market is there for this product. Our challenge is really about getting through that next step of permitting approvals, final definitive studies to get to production. Quick snapshot there of geography. We've chosen that mining area for a reason. It's very low impact, high dunes. We only mine above water table. Really simple circuit, looking to transport it. This is a standalone with no cooperation with the incumbent in the port, looking to export via the existing port of Cape Flattery. Negotiations underway with Ports North. We have a technical committee organised with Sibelco, who have a lot of contribution to our mine planning, design, processing. They're a very active partner, very positive partner about the development of this project. Our Galala project in the southern part of our tenement is parked up while we prioritise our northern development. Remains a really important asset for us. And we looking to develop that in the medium to longer term. It's a very strategic asset, but that northern project, giving it size and scale, we have to give that priority for development. We enjoy the privilege, we regard it as a privilege of being involved in a very active area. Over 13, I heard someone else mention 9 clans in their area. We have 13 clans in our area, 2 PBCs. We have a good working relationship with them. We're currently involved in a mining project agreement negotiation. We're working in good faith between the parties on that. And that is proceeding well. We'll look to finalise that during the course of next year. So we think we're in a really good space, a strong cash position to fund us over the next couple of years. Through that, somebody else mentioned to me the Valley of Death, that period post-discovery and in that hard yard period of final permitting and approvals. We're in that, but importantly, we're funded through it. So we think we're in a really unique position. We think that we're a fantastic opportunity. We don't need to dip back to our investors. We're fully funded during this process, and we look forward to delivering on that, delivering to our shareholders and genuinely transitioning this project through the next steps over the next 18 months or so to production. Thank you very much. We are at the booth. Welcome anybody coming up and have a chat. Happy to answer any questions. Again, thanks for the existing shareholders who've been coming up to us for a chat, and happy to have a talk. We're here today and tomorrow. Thank you.